This is way worse than what we thought. In yesterday's game against the Phoenix Suns during the third quarter, there was a fight between Naji Marshall, PJ Washington, and Jusuf Nurkić, where Nurkić had hit Naji Marshall in the head, and in retaliation, Naji defended himself by throwing a punch. PJ shoved him to the ground. All three players involved were ejected for the game, and just now, about an hour ago, the reports came out that Naji Marshall is getting suspended for 4 games, PJ Washington is suspended for 1 game, but Jusuf Nurkić is only suspended for 3 games. So in this video, we're going to go over the reports, see what this actually means for the Dallas Mavericks, and how are these next few games going to be impacted by these suspensions. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, our last vid got over 500 likes. I just want to say thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. I asked for 400 and you gave me 5. Thank you so much. But if you're enjoying everything that we're doing here at Mavericks Digest with our live streams, the watch-alongs, the news vids, and everything else in between, make sure you like this video. I'd appreciate it greatly. Let's try to get to 400 likes. But during yesterday's win over the Phoenix Suns, where we didn't have Luka Doncic, we didn't have Derrick Lively or Dante Exum, we still found a way to win. We were up by as much as 15 points at one point. And in the third quarter, a fight broke out. There was a weird offensive foul on Jusuf Nurkić, knocking down Daniel Gafford. Naji Marshall, PJ Washington, and Kyrie were there to help up Daniel Gafford. And as Nurkić was walking away, there was a few back and forths between Nurkić and Naji, where Nurkić walked back, put his hands on Naji, hit him upside the head. Naji Marshall retaliated with a fist. PJ Washington came in to shove Nurkić, and all 3 players were ejected for the night. And with those 2 other ejections, with Naji Marshall and PJ Washington, the Dallas Mavericks had a very, very tough uphill battle, but they still won the game regardless. And we knew that there was going to be some form of punishment. Obviously, there was a fine involved, which Kyrie Irving did say at the end of the game he'll take care of the fines. And hey, maybe a little fight is exactly what the NBA ratings need. Well, in fact, Adam Silver had some other things in mind, as he's not worried about the ratings. He doesn't think this is great for the NBA. He thinks this is bad for the NBA. And just a few hours ago, it was reported that the NBA has suspended Naji Marshall for 4 games, Jusuf Nurkić for 3 games, and PJ Washington for 1 game. PJ Washington, I get it. I don't think PJ should have got suspended. What am I saying? PJ should not have been suspended. He got ejected. That should have been it. He should have been able to play tonight against Portland. Nurkić should have got the 4-game suspension. You walked back after you committed an offensive foul and you hit somebody in the head. I understand they may be saying, well, Naji punched him, Jusuf hit him, slapped him. He still hit him in the head. And Naji was defending himself. You just expect Naji to just get hit and do nothing, walk away and say, oh, my bad? Naji Marshall was defending himself. Jusuf Nurkić was way out of line. And in the post-game interviews after the game, both Kevin Durant and the head coach, Mike Budenholzer, did not approve of what Jusuf Nurkić had done, obviously noting that he threw the entire game away. You're down by as much as 15 points and you start a fight. Yeah, you got 2 other players ejected, but you yourself were not there to help your team. Naji Marshall getting 4 games is egregious, but there may be a reason behind it, as we did find out shortly after this report. Hold on, that I'm all over the place. So here we go. Naji Marshall attempted to further engage Nurkić in a hostile manner in the corridor outside the locker rooms. So even after the fight, when they were separated and they went their separate ways, it seems like Naji Marshall was still riled up, still just filled with energy of what happened, and kept egging on Nurkić, which, okay, if that's the reason why you want to give Naji 1 day more than Nurkić, I can kind of see your reasoning, but if anything, make it the same. If Nurkić is out for 3 games, Naji Marshall at the most 3 games. I think a 1, possibly 2 at the most is absolutely fine. But 4 games for Naji Marshall, 3 games for Nurkić, and 1 day for PJ, that is insane. Like I said, Kyrie Irving spoke on this after the game, saying he's obviously going to take care of both of their fines. This is what teams do. They defend each other. They back them up. What Nurkić did was unacceptable. That was Draymond Green levels of just knuckleheadery, just head-assery, if we want to be honest with ourselves. And it was just a dirty play. But 4 games, ridiculous. And Mavericks fans are rightfully upset. A few guys on Twitter had to vent out their opinions on this. Noah Weber being one of them, saying PJ Washington being suspended for 1 game for shoving Jusuf Nurkić after he had just seen him club his teammate is unbelievable. You're defending yourself. It's basketball. It's a sport. There's supposed to be camaraderie, a brotherhood. You defend your brothers. And we saw last playoffs where PJ Washington had Luka Doncic's back when Russell Westbrook tried to put hands on him. PJ isn't going to back down. He didn't do that just for the cameras. That's who PJ Washington is. And we all know of how Jimmy Jimmy Butler had to get his throat grabbed by Naji not too long ago when Naji was playing for New Orleans. So we know that Naji's a dog. We know PJ's a dog. We're not going to back down. It's super unfortunate that we don't have either of these guys for tonight. PJ will be back on Monday. But knowing that we don't have Luka, and we still don't know when Derrick Lively is coming back, these suspensions are definitely going to hurt the Dallas Mavericks. But looking at this right here, another tweet from MFFL Nation said, so let me get this straight. Naji Marshall got suspended for more games than Nurkić. Nurkić instigated the fight, and Marshall protected himself. Make it make sense, NBA. And I don't know if I can make it make sense. It's ridiculous. And taking a look right here, the next 4 games. So we're out without PJ tonight against the Blazers. We're out without Dante, Luka, as well as Naji Marshall, PJ Washington. Derrick Lively, we're still unsure. We should be able to get the win. We're going to have to play Omax. We're going to have to play, Maxi's been playing great. That's fine. We're going to play more Maxi, more Dwight Powell. Jay-Z and Gortman will probably have to get minutes, or maybe Jaden Hardy if he's feeling better. We're a pretty deep team. We proved that yesterday, but tonight in the next 2 games, we're going to have to dig very, very deep into the bench until we get all of our guys back. So tonight is going to be the night where we're out of at least 5 or 6 players. And then we play the Kings on Monday, where we will have PJ back. Still no Naji, still no Luka, still not sure about Derrick Lively. We should be able to beat the Kings. They're having issues. They just fired their head coach. DeMar DeRozan has not been playing well for them. Even De'Aaron Fox had a boneheaded play at the end of a game recently where they lost the game. And then we got the Rockets and we have the Cavaliers. Both games, again, without Naji Marshall, and that's going to be tough. The Rockets being a few seeds ahead of the Dallas Mavericks. They've been playing very well. A lot of young players with a lot of young talent, a lot of raw energy. That's going to be tough. And the Cavaliers are one of the best teams in the East. They have been killing it all season. We have yet to play them, and our first time seeing them with a third of our roster being out is going to be very, very difficult. The Dallas Mavericks have their, not even just the Dallas Mavericks, it's mainly Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd has his work cut out for him, and thankfully Maxey has somewhat found his role back. He's had a very rough start to the season, but the last 3 games, Maxey has been great for us. Even Dwight Powell yesterday in limited minutes looked fairly good. We're going to need a lot more from Klay Thompson. He's going to have to shoot the ball a lot more, which means we have to get him open more. We're going to have to see something more from Omax. Hopefully Jaden Hardy's ready. The definition of next man up mentality is even more prevalent now than it was yesterday before the game against the Phoenix Suns. We need every single person. Everybody except for maybe Markieff Morris is going to play tonight, and they're going to have to produce. I don't know what's going to happen against the Portland Trail Blazers. They've got a lot of young guys, a lot of raw talent, nothing really crazy. But Jeremy Grant may go off, Sharp may go off, even Scoot Henderson may go off. A full team effort. Jason Kidd's got his work cut out for him. It's not going to be easy. This is going to be very tough to watch these next few games, just to keep it lightly. But then to continue here, to look at the standings and the seedings in the West, the Dallas Mavericks are 20-11, and we're only 1 game behind the Houston Rockets. We are 2 games ahead of the Clippers. So in the next 4 games where we're out Naji Marshall, if we can win 2 of those games, we can keep our place in 4th above the Clippers and act like nothing really happened. If we can split them 2-2, we're still good. If we end up losing 3 or even 4 of those games, we may slip into the 5th seed, possibly getting close, chased by the Lakers as they're possibly go on a winning streak. They're on a 1-game winning streak. The Dallas Mavericks have it very, very tough. Like I said, it's Jason Kidd, because we're now going to be without Luka Doncic, who is injured about a month. Dante Exum is still injured. He will be returning soon. Derrick Lively is still, at the time of the recording, injured, possibly back. PJ Washington with a 1-game suspension, and Naji Marshall with a 4-game suspension. Jason Kidd has his work cut out for him. I don't know what else to say. The Dallas Mavericks defense looked very, very good yesterday. The offense was at least consistent. But in this upcoming games, at least the next 4 games, we don't know which way it's going to go. Next man up mentality. Jason Kidd's got to coach his butt off. We'll see how it goes, man. But let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this? Are we screwed? Are we cooked? Is it over? Or do you think we're going to be fine? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We'll have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making it this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a free jersey giveaway every single month on this channel. The only way to enter our giveaways is to become a channel member of any tier. But until next time, y'all take care. We are going live for tonight's game. Make sure you're there. Drink water, be healthy, all that good stuff. Peace.